I've talked a lot about ourselves and in our marriages. Let's talk about the kids for a minute. When I was growing up, there were 3 channels, ABC, NBC, and CBS. There was a lot of censorship. I grew up still waiting for Matt Dillon to kiss Kitty. Still hasn't happened. I mean, Desi and Lucy went to bed. They were dressed in snowsuits. They slept in twin beds. That's what I grew up looking at. Now, on network television, the sexually provocative comments, one-liners in sitcoms, just what is visually shown, probably would have been considered pornography in the 50s and 60s. But now they're exposed to all this, and they're like 2 clicks away from nudity on the internet. Is it causing kids to have sex earlier? And if so, what's the impact?
So this is something I hear all the time. And we see, stories in the media here and there about, 5th graders caught having sex at school, or, very young kids sexting, sending naked photos and other things like that. The truth of the matter is that that's actually not common. And if you look at average age of first sexual intercourse, it's been very stable over the last couple of decades. It's 16 to 17.
Really?
So kids are not on average having sex at a younger and younger age. And actually, if you look at the data, kids today are having less sex than in generations past. So all this that we hear about college hookup culture and so forth, the reality of it, the data is very different from that sort of media narrative we hear about, college students are hooking up all the time. No, they're actually having less sex with fewer partners than they were a couple of generations ago.
And teenage pregnancy levels are going down.
They
correct?
are, yeah.
Is that because they're having less sex or more birth control?
So those are both potential explanations there. So teen birth rate is actually at a record low. The teen abortion rate is going down. All of these things are decreasing. Part of it is due to greater access to contraceptives, but the other part is just there's less sex happening too.
I did see a study, and I can't cite it, so I'll just say middle school and early high school kids having sex and having no consideration or comment for sexually transmitted diseases.
Yep.
They were completely ignoring that aspect of it,
Yep.
which is pretty dangerous when you think about it.
Absolutely. And, it highlights a lot of the flaws in our sex education system. I mean, to call it a sex education system is kind of a stretch, because we don't do a good job in this country of teaching adolescents about sexuality at all.
My attitude has always been, look, if it's come into your awareness that they're very likely sexually active or getting ready to be sexually active, you're not going to be able to stop that.
No, and the more you tell them not to do it, the more likely it is
Absolutely.
that they're probably going to go do it.
My attitude is prepare them and give them contraceptives. Take them to the doctor, give them condoms or whatever, instead of being in denial and they wind up pregnant.